There are no words which can describe the difference in your own world between having to tap with a cane or having a guide dog to lead you confidently through life as a treasured and trusted companion. As one guide dog recipient explained, she cried the first time she was able to walk independently through a department store, something that was out of her reach before.
The mission of Guide Dogs of the Desert is to provide guide dogs for blind people. And we do that by breeding them, by training them, and by then giving them free of charge to blind people who need and who want this other kind of independence, this miracle of independence that a dog will provide for them.
Since 1972, Guide Dogs of the Desert has been making those small miracles possible every day through their full-service program. Located near Palm Springs, California, this nonprofit organization includes a full-service kennel, a puppy breeding program, and guide dog training provided by a staff of professional licensed instructors who work with both guide dogs and blind students to ensure a successful bonding. According to the American Foundation for the Blind, every 7 minutes someone in America becomes blind or visually impaired. That's a total of more than 20 million people, including many of our existing and returning military veterans. Only about 10,000 today have guide dogs, thus creating an urgent need for the work that is done by Guide Dogs of the Desert.
Although the puppies were what initially brought me into the organization, the entire goal and just the miracle of independence and the mobility that these dogs are able to provide for people of the blind community just completely overwhelms me.
In order to provide a single guide dog to a single blind person, it takes an enormous amount of effort on behalf of a lot of people. We have our volunteers who raise the puppies. We have highly trained staff who breed the dogs.
Volunteers are vital to Guide Dogs of the Desert. Without the puppy raisers, I don't know what we would do.
The puppy raisers are a unique and devoted group of volunteers. They raise and help to train the dogs in their own homes. And then after a year and a half, they give them back for formal guide dog training.
Our entire family, my husband and my 6-year-old daughter, all take the dog. We all do different things with him, and the dog will actually learn to listen to all of us. Our take on it, you know, as far as the having them only for that length of time, is the fact that we knew that they were going back for a greater cause.
Guide Dogs of the Desert is distinctive in so many ways, including their training department. Their training department can custom tailor a program that best fits the unique lifestyles and job requirements of their students. Olita Whaley is a missionary who lives with her husband on an Indian reservation in Utah.
I have tried for 5 years to get a guide dog. Most of the guide dog programs in existence now feel like you should live in the city.
Olita was embraced by Guide Dogs of the Desert, who adapted their normal city training to include the outdoor life that she leads. Olita arrived at the training facility of Guide Dogs of the Desert, ready to begin her 28-day training. Olita started with the basics.
This morning when we were told what all we would be doing in our training, I was thinking, oh, am I sure I want to do this? I hope I'm young enough to remember what all I'm supposed to be doing.
And then came the day that she had awaited 5 long years for.
I can hardly wait. I'm thinking of all the objects in my yard that I'm not going to be falling over from now on.
That's very good. Very good.
Hi, Jake.
It's Jake.
Ooh, how pretty. How pretty you are.
Quite an emotional time, isn't it? All right.
So pretty.
Tune, you can get down on the floor and just give him some loving. You see, he really loves you.
Olita and Jake began the process of bonding as a team. From city streets to hotels bus rides, and then restaurants. Olita and Jake learn from and about each other every single day. For Olita, the most difficult part of the 28 days was being away from her husband and her extended family. The final stage of training took Olita and Jake into the desert to learn how to deal with the types of paths and roads that they would find at home in Utah. Along the way, Jake met a new group of friends, just like the ones that he would soon meet once he returned home to Utah. Finally, after 28 days of hard work, it was time for graduation. Just before graduation, a touching moment for Olita and Jake. A chance for Olita to meet the woman who had raised Jake, and for Jake to enjoy an affectionate reunion.
Olita, I have Vicky Shepherd here, who was Jake's puppy raiser. Vicky, this is Olita Whaley.
At graduation, Olita and Jake celebrated the 28-day journey that they had taken together and the life that lay ahead, filled with service and assistance to each other and to all those in Olita's care. Unless you've experienced it, it's hard to explain, to be able to see what a difference we as an organization, our donors, the puppy raisers, all working together have been able to accomplish.